Hey friends, I'm here at 33rd Street, 32nd Street and 6th Avenue, and we're going to take a little walkthrough tour the Penn Station district. We did this a couple weeks ago on 31st Street. Things have changed. This is the Penn Station. These are the subways to New Jersey. And this, I just wanted to show this. At one time at 33rd Street was the Manhattan Mall. It was a former Gimbel's. I don't know if you're familiar with the Miracle on 34th Street, that Christmas show. Well, Gimbel's closed up in 1986, and they put in this mall. No parking, just like a city mall. It was very glitzy. Had like 4 or 5 floors of stores, couple of main stores, Stearns and A&S, and eventually they closed out. JCPenney came in here, and JCPenney left in during the pandemic in 2020. So anyways, this is now, it's just mostly offices. I think there's one store left, a lens crafter, but they have security, so I can't walk through it. But I just wanted to just to point it out. We are on the like the eastern part of what's being called the Penn District, and that was originally the plan to renovate Penn Station, like a $6 to $7 billion job, and that was kind of at the low end, depending upon what they do, by building like 10 super talls around here. Now, it's been definitely paused because of the people are no longer working in the offices like they used to be, you know, with a lot of remote workers, and also the economic climate to get financing to put up these buildings has interest rates have gone up, so it makes it more difficult. So basically, a lot of the stuff is on pause, and it could be a few years before things turn around. In the meantime, there's an alternative plan to have a private sector company come in. There was talk of a 50-year lease to run Penn Station, and different agencies, kicking in so they can go ahead with the renovation, which everyone agrees it needs to be done. So here we are on 33rd Street, and one of the plans is that this street, right now we're walking between 6th Avenue and 7th Avenue, will be like a pedestrian area, and but that might be further down from, like, say 7th to 8th. But yeah, this got a couple of Irish pubs on the right hand side over here, and this scaffolding that we're walking under, this is part of the demolition of the old Hotel Pennsylvania, which is over 100 years old. I think like 102 years old. That's coming down, and the plan was to build a 1,200 foot tall office building, and there's been different renderings of it, so nothing's been finalized. And while the hotel probably will be taken down to the ground by July or sometime this summer, probably could be a few years before any super tall tower is built here. And this is, prime real estate, 7th Avenue, right across from Penn Station. But I think things really have changed. I mean, there's about 30 30% less people riding the subways, and 30% people riding the commuter railroads. And Penn Station right now is served by 2 commuter railroads, New Jersey Transit, Long Island Railroad, and eventually, maybe within 4 or 5 years, Metro North Railroad, and of course Amtrak. So I'm going to try to get a spot where we can take a look at the hotel that's coming down. I think I got a light here. So this area straight ahead of me is the 33rd Street. That there's a lot of activity, construction activity, and this eventually could be like a nice pedestrian plaza. This is what's left of the Hotel Pennsylvania. I think it was about 30 stories tall. I'm not exactly sure. In that area, it was a massive structure. It had a lot of rooms, and it's been closed for a few years now. And it looks like, I think they're maybe at the 6th or 7th floor. So by July, this should be gone. Over here, this is two Penn Plaza. You can see the bottom section is kind of hanging over the sidewalk, cantilevering over the sidewalk. This building was built like mid-century. So it's, 50, 60 years old, and they're redoing all the office space, and there'll be retail space on the bottom. So a lot of activity going on here. There's some entrances to the subway. There's Macy's is right there at 34th Street. So we're going to see, I don't know how far we can walk down. We're going to try to see what we can do. But anyways, a lot of moving parts here, a lot of changes, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get by this main entrance, which is relatively new. Yeah, okay. So there is pedestrian access through here. I mean, obviously, it's not really a like a plaza type thing, but it is here, and we'll see what it'll look like when all this construction comes down. Here's a little alleyway. It was an open little park plaza to 8th Avenue into one Penn Plaza, or Penn 1, I guess they call it. And over on the left-hand side behind that Google Pixel watch advertisement is Madison Square Garden. And the new plan was to leave the garden here. I know there was plans to move it. It is 50, 60 years old too. But the new plan was to leave it here and to kind of build a glass building, or encase it in glass. And definitely give it a more modern look, and maybe use that space for some type of retail or restaurants. Anyways, this is Madison Square Garden. In this here, that kind of like low-level skybridge links to Penn to Madison Square Garden. And at one time, this is where taxis would drop people off, and this has been closed since 9/11. They just don't want vehicles to get too close to Madison Square Garden, the back part underneath that sky bridge. So and they have plans for this to make it more appealing and a little bit just more attractive and to attract people through it, because you can see it's really not, well, it's kind of blocked off, but yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to be done around here. And it will get done. I mean, this is still a vibrant area. You know, the office real estate market has changed dramatically. And it may just take more years than we thought. You know, everyone thought, oh, you know, the pandemic's over, we'd be back to normal or back to how we were before. And it's not going to be exactly that way. At least for a few more years. So folks, well, I didn't know about the Steakhouse here, Nick and Stef's. Don't think I've ever walked down the street. So one of the one of the perks of doing these videos is getting out and seeing things and just enjoying the city. This is one of the entrances to Penn Station from 8th Avenue. There's another one down the block on the other corner. These are all going to be, the new plan is to, I don't want to get these people's shot, I probably just did. But the plan is to make like a grand entrance on 8th Avenue, not on these corners, but in the middle of the building, which currently is a 3,000 seat like concert hall. And it's kind of where the building curves out. So the plan would be to take this down and to make a grand entrance to Penn Station. And across the street, that's the Moynihan Train Hall, within the confines of the old post office, a beautiful building built in the same style as the old Penn Station before they tore it down. Anyways, friends, I'm gonna call it here, and thank you everyone for watching, and I'll try to give some updates. So there's going to be a lot of changes to this area. Anyways, stay well, take care, bye.